Assalamu alaikum students. Now we are going to move toward next lesson of unit 4. Come to page 86. It is bushfire. I'm going to read the text first. It is actually kind of newspaper report. So December 2002, after watching the fire front creep toward them all day, the residents of the Kookaburra Heights were evacuated last night. First word in the second line is creep. It means when something is moving slowly, and the evacuated means when some person is moving from unsafe location to the point of safety. The fire was moving toward the residential area through national parkland. The smoke turned from black to red. At 6:30 p.m., the winds picked up dramatically and visibility in the streets dropped. Everything turned dark, and as the fire approached, policemen moved in and knocked on residents' doors, telling them to get ready for evacuation. Most of the residents who had spent the day packing drove away. I feel really petrified. Petrified means afraid, said one resident, Adam White. The fire has suddenly hit and there is nothing we can do about it. We all feel helpless, vulnerable, and really scared. Vulnerable is when some person or something is capable of being wounded or hurt. No one in the street had been to work, but instead had spent the day packing and doing what they could to protect their homes. Local schools had been closed, and the fearful but excited children had spent the day running up and down the street watching the fire from a vantage point overlooking the park. Vantage point is a place which affords which provides you a good view. Now I'm going to tell you that the lesson is actually about bushfire, which caused enormous damage near Sydney, Australia. Sometimes dry vegetation can easily catch alight, and a fierce fire will soon rage out of control and rage through the towns and destroy many homes. Here the fire was moving toward residential area at 6:30. Winds picked up suddenly and everything was looking dark due to the fierce fire. Some people who had packed their valuables, they drove away. Policemen were knocking at residents' doors to tell them to get ready for evacuation. While the children, they were running up and down the streets and watching the fire. Now come to the text again. Anne Jeffrey, a mother, said we had to decide whether to evacuate early or stay with our properties. It wasn't a tough choice. We wanted to stay and help. Maggie Grant is 68 and veteran. Veteran means experienced of many fires. She was going to stay, but now she has changed her mind. I'm going now, she said. I have taken my valuables and I want to go to a safer place. It's not worth sacrificing your life to stay in your home. I'm getting too old for this. What can I do with a bucket? I'm too old. I can't fight fires like this one. Well, in these lines, it is told that some residents wanted to stay at their homes and wanted to help the firefighting efforts, but ultimately they gave importance to their self-protection and they decided to go away. The lesson is done now. Come to next page. Here we have question and answers under the title of reading for information. Well students, I have already done these question and answers for you. We are going to do only first 5 questions. You have to prepare the page like this. Always mention the title of the lesson. It is bushfire. Now first question, how did the situation change after 6:30 p.m.? After 6:30 p.m. the winds picked up suddenly and fire began to spread. This changed the whole situation. Second question, why did the policeman knock at the residents' doors? The policeman knocked at the residents' doors to tell them to get ready for evacuation. Question 3. How did the residents react to the approaching fire? They had already packed and drove away as the fire approached. Question 4. How does Adam White feel? He felt really scared. And the last one, what had the adults and children been doing all day? Adults had been packing their valuables while the children were running up and down the streets and watching the fire from a safe point. And you have to write down all these questions and answers in your copies. Thank you so much.